Hello. Obviously not set up properly, am I? Never mind. I am now. Doing some crochet. I've not got the light on at the moment, so I'll probably have to dive off at some stage and put the light on. But I've got to measure. It says 18 centimetres, which is quite short, really. I've done this before, but can I find the sweater that I had? I can't find it anywhere. So I'm going to have to guess. And I know I didn't throw it out, but I can't find it. Hi, Lizzie. I'm talking away to myself here. All to do with measuring a sweater that I can't find. And I know I haven't got rid of it. But I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere lurking in the midst of my bedroom somewhere. I couldn't find either of two sweaters that I could have. The weather's not bad today. I mean, one weather forecast said we were going to have a heat wave. And then the next forecast said we were going to have a snow bomb. So I wish these two weathermen would get together and make their mind up whether it's going to be a snow bomb or a heat wave. I want the heat wave, but, who knows? We'll probably get the snow bomb. Oh, dear. I've had the dogs all day because my son and daughter-in-law have been out since yesterday. They're back now, so they've got their salad tea and they've gone upstairs. So it's all quiet on the Western Front. I haven't got the light on as yet. I've got the fairy light, I was going to say. It's not a fairy light, a flower light. I've got that on at the moment. And my wool's in a knot. Well, my cotton's in a knot. Wouldn't be me, would it, if I wasn't sorting out some, some kind of yarn bath. It wouldn't be me. Hi, Sean, how are you doing? Sean's had her appendix out yesterday. I didn't think you'd have been on today. I thought they kept me in for a week when I had my appendix out. Did they do it keel? Mind you, they couldn't find mine. Right across me. And when my son had his out, he was in over a week. They've thrown you out fast, haven't they, Sean? Yeah, my son was a week in hospital when he had his out, but it was a mess. It had burst, yeah. So he had to be... Oh, you got a keyhole. Yeah, my son, they couldn't do a keyhole because his appendix had burst and it was in a right mess. He had practically septicemia, so they had to keep him in for a week, yeah. He was in a bit of a mess after he'd had his done. I had mine done when I was 17, so there was no such thing as a keyhole back then. Well, the only keyhole there was in the door, wasn't it, There was no keyhole surgery back in my day. And I think, when they were doing mine, they were looking for it, if you know what I mean. Hi, Christine. Yours had, yeah, Ian's had burst. They were treating him for something else. They were treating him for a blocked bowel, and they kept giving him all these laxative stuff and everything, and it was nothing to do with his bowel. It was his appendix that had bursted, so he was in a bit of a bad way when they took him in. So the worst thing was it was COVID and they made him shave his beard off and his moustache, and he was really upset about that because they said his mask wouldn't fit properly. And of course, he couldn't have any visitors, so it was when it was the height of COVID. So he was sat there bored, rigid, because nobody could take him anything in, because we couldn't take him any goodies in because, of course, it was COVID and nobody could visit. So you'd be better off without your appendix. I've not missed mine. In 60 years, I've not missed my appendix. Yeah. Mine was on the point of bursting, but it didn't actually burst. It was grumbling for ages and they kept debating. Anyway, eventually I had to go in with a little light flashing on the ambulance. My one and only time in an ambulance. And I kept saying, can we have the siren on? He kept saying, no, it's 2 a.m. There's nothing on the road. We don't need the siren on. He said, I can put the flashing light on, but of course you won't see it because you're inside the ambulance. So I was cheated. The one and only emergency, and I didn't get the bell. Well, I think it was a bell or a siren back then. I was so flipping old, it was probably a bell. You know, like ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling, like in those old black and white movies, you know. So, they kept telling me mine was all sorts of things before they decided it was my appendix. Yeah. My problem was I was having pains on both sides, which was a bit weird, really. That's why, and they kept thinking it was something to do with my ovaries or something like that. Because I had pains on both sides, not just on my right-hand side. I've got a nice, neat scar. If there is such a thing as a nice, neat scar. Oh, my goodness me. You had to wear aprons. They wouldn't even let us in to see Ari, and not even his wife could go. Yeah. When he was in hospital. Yeah, they wouldn't let anybody see him. Trust him to go in when it was COVID. Oh, dear. La, la, la. No, Nathan. Nathan's usually one of the first ones in, isn't he? Hi, Val. I'm crotcheting. Yeah, track wind's painful though, isn't it? I have IBS, and sometimes you think, oh my goodness me, because it just won't move, will it? It won't go up, and it won't go down. Yeah, I finished the sweater. I finished off the sweater. Oh, 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 oh. I had a bit of wool left over, so I made a hat. That's my San Andreas fault, as he would say. Where's it gone? There, I think. Yeah, it's there, my San Andreas fault. Put it that way around. There we are. Made a little hat with what was left over. And I finished the sweater. She's only tiny, as you can see, but she's got quite long arms. But it's nice. It doesn't look as though it changes colour, but it does. It changes from the light green to the dark green, and then it finishes up as blue. But you can't see it too well on. You can on the sleeve. You can see it starts off as blue, then it goes to green, and then it finishes up as blue again. Yep. It looks ever so posh, and yet it's not. It's dead easy. Ugh. Got an itch. Yeah. I've lost my little top I'm using to measure. I'm using this as a measure. It's one I made ages ago. I love the little buttons it's got, little mother of pearl buttons on it. So I'm using this as a measure because the size on the pattern is quite small. It's a very old pattern. I've done it before. I can't find it. I've got it in blue somewhere. I can't find it. And you can get this pattern, even though it's elderly, because I have seen it for sale on Etsy. So I know you can still get this. It was out of one of those, you know, those monthly magazines that you got fashion collection. I don't know where it's from. I don't know. Doesn't tell me where it came from. It was one of those ones that you bought every month. But I did it in blue, and it's somewhere. I know I have still got it. So I was going to measure it because that one fitted me. And I thought, well, I'll measure that one. And then I know it fits. But can I find it? I can't. So I don't know what I've done with it. You fell yesterday. Oh, my friend Sarah got a new electric bike and she fell off it. It wasn't her fault. The, what do you call it? The handlebars had come loose. So she thought she'd turned a wheel, and of course the bolt was loose, so she fell off. Yeah. Hi, Chris. And Val's husband, Eric, fell over, so it must be the week to fall over. I'm standing on 2 feet, thankfully. I don't want to fall over. Hiya, Chris. We've got no Nathan as yet. It's unusual for no Nathan, isn't it? Sian's had her appendix out, Chris. Yeah, so she's back home again. So she's minus a bit of something. You'd probably lie to by 1/4 of an ounce, actually. It doesn't weigh much, does it? I know, when you go in hospital and you don't eat the food and you're in for about a week and you think, oh boy, I must have lost pounds. You get home, you get on the scale and you haven't lost a pound, have you? It's very annoying. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I'd have to have something more drastic than that moved if I wanted to lose any weight. I've put weight on since I've not had my injections. Oh. Well, there was a woman on, I read an article today, and she was saying that, you know, the minute you stop taking that Ozempic, you pile all the weight back on again. So let's hope Oprah piles it all back again. Let's hope she goes woof again. Serves her right for cheating on Weight Watchers. Yeah. I've got my snacks ready. I haven't made anything out of that book. I did a book review, if you've watched my videos. Yeah, I was going to do a video today, but I had the dogs, so it didn't work with me losing weight, Chris. I'd lost all mine before. All it did was it helped me to maintain it. I wasn't putting any weight on. So of course now I've not had my injections for 2 weeks. Guess who's put weight on? But then again, guess who's been stuffing her face? Yeah. I'm a bit of a stress eater. Yeah. You gave Fleetwood Market a miss. I'm not. I went in the other day and I couldn't find anything. Mind you, I went down to the Naked Sheep. I was going to get some more white yarn. And she was shut. She shuts every time the kids are on holiday. I mean, she must earn more money with the wool shop than I ever did, because I could never afford to shut for weeks on end. Every time the kids are on holiday, she shuts for a week. I could have gone in Fleetwood Market, but it's such a pain because I always forget to take my stick or my crutches with me. And I find it very, very difficult to walk round because I can't take my scooter in there because my scooter's big. And my other scooter, I used to be able to put my walker on the back with, a bungee cord thing. But on this scooter, I can't. It takes me all the time to put a walking stick. There's just nowhere to put anything. I've got a walking stick, actually, that folds up, but it's in the garage somewhere, and I don't know where I've put it. Story of my life, I'm still looking for my foot spa. Every time I look for anything, I can't find it. Yeah, Sheila didn't win on her bingo either, did she? She goes to the bingo on a Thursday and she didn't win. Well, I don't think she did. She didn't say she did. La 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 la. No, the only thing I bought when I went to Fleetwood Market was some sweets, which is probably one of the reasons why I put some weight on. Because I found the sweet stall. And they were doing 6 bags for the price of 5. So, of course, Janet had to buy 6, didn't she? You know, can't miss a bargain, can she? You know what I mean? I should have just bought the 1 bag of sweets and left it at that. It's all right saying, oh, I'll put them in the drawer and I won't eat them. Ah. They go, I'm in the drawer, come and get me. Oh, you went to the Naked Sheep on Saturday, you managed to find her open. She wasn't open in the week, because I went past on Wednesday and she was shut, yeah. I only wanted to get some more white wool, but I'll have to get it this week when I go on Wednesday, won't I? When I go on Wednesday. Oh, before I forget, I might be late next week. I'm going out with my niece on Saturday. And I should be back. Should be back by 9 o'clock, but just in case you're worried about me, I might be a bit late. If I can, I'll put a note on Facebook saying, I'll be back soon. I would think I'll be back by 9 o'clock anyway. I would think so. We're going to go to Garstang. I haven't been to Garstang since my mum had a caravan there by the side of the canal. So it'd be nice. It must be 30 years since I've been to Garstang. Yeah. We're going to have lunch in what used to be the checkered flag. Yeah. That used to be at the side of the caravan park where my mum had a static caravan. We used to go there a lot. Must be a long time ago because it was when Arian was smaller and I was still married at the time. And the last time we went, we had to take the kitten with us because we had a little kitten who went on to live to be 14, so it must have been a while ago. There we go. It's supposed to be 18 centimetres, but it's only 34 centimetres all the way up to the top, so that's not very long for somebody as big as me, is it? Oh, I tell you, I've been watching on YouTube Stitched by Mrs. D, if you've ever watched her. She's quite funny, actually. She's quite amusing. And I don't mean she means to be funny. I think she just is an amusing little girl. She's got a cat called Ian. I did wonder because she said Ian's sleeping in the cot. And I thought, she got a baby sleeping in the cot, yeah. Oh, and Mum was manning the shop. Yeah, I can't understand. Maybe they all go on holiday. I know I could never shop for a week, yeah. Right, it's 26 centimetres up to the armhole. 26. Gosh, 18 would be halfway up my belly. Oh, the colours in my cardi. It's just one way of using up oddments. You know me, I love to use up my oddments. It's just a top-down granny square stitch. There's millions of them on YouTube if you look around. I can't remember whose pattern I actually used. You only need to, you only need the amount to put on and then where you put the raglans, don't you? And then you're away. That's all you really need. It might have been Oana, she called, that I used. Right, it's 25, this one, up to the armhole. And it's how long up to the top? Because this one fits me. All right, it's short, but it does fit me. 25. And it's about 45. Let me write that down because I've got a brain of a sieve. 25 and 45. Oh, she does. She's funny, isn't she? She's so cute. With a little dog. A dog's called Lillian, and a cat's called Ian, and the other one's called Pauline, isn't it? 25 and 45. Yeah, I've just written it down. 25 and 45. Oh, I'm dead excited. I've got some new subscribers. Only a few. But hey, you know, I get excited when I get 5. Other people are like, wow, I've got 100 new subscribers. That takes me up to so many thousand. And I'm like, yay, I've got 5. I'm really in inches, Eric. I'm just bragging here. Because my tape measures in centimetres. Right, I've done 20. 22. I've got a bit more to do. I've got a big dirty mark across it already, so it's going to be need. I'm using new yarn, new cotton, but look at that, a big dirty mark. Obviously that was on the ball, wasn't it? So I'll have to wash it. If you wonder what I'm using, I've been in the shed. Did a tiny bit of tidying and a lot of pattern browsing. But I found 10 balls of Serdar cotton. I'll probably going to have to do short sleeves because I always run out of yarn. And I've had it that long, there won't be any more of it. It's Serdar cotton. Serdar cotton. There we go. So I've only got 10. So I'm going to have to do the back 2 fronts and do the trim round it, you know, the buttonhole bit. And then see how long I can do my sleeves, really, you know. It's supposed to be summer. Coming. Maybe I can wear short sleeves. Oh, do you know, Janet is so optimistic. I'm supposed to be one of the most cheerful signs of the zodiac. Oh, dear, you started 3 virus shows on Thursday before Beingate. Oh, dear. Never mind, you can finish them up. Finish them up while you're recuperating. Who's got G? Has your mum got G? Or is he back at home now with you? G's a little boy. Well, he's getting a big boy now, actually. Not so little anymore. They grow up, these kids, don't they? They have a habit of doing that. They start off small and then they grow, like Topsy. He said, your brother watched him. Oh, well, at least you had somebody to look after him. Man, I don't think he's as bad as he once was, is he, for being left? I mean, at one time you couldn't leave him anywhere, could you? I mean, my son was brought up in the shop, and I think that made him very easygoing. You know, he'd go anywhere with anybody, and it was a bit worrying, really, because he was so easygoing. You know, if some total stranger had said, I'm going to the park, he'd have been off with them, you know. It was a bit worrying, really. He was like past the parcel, my son, when he was little, yeah. Yeah, well, it is something they get better as they get older, Sean. Haley's son's similar, but he's got a lot better as he's grown older, yeah. If you remember Haley. I wish she'd do some more videos. I used to like her videos. She's still making crocheting loads and loads of baby things. It's a beautiful. And she's been doing those, she called Janie Crow. She's been doing those blankets and they're absolutely gorgeous. She's got so much patience. And I mean, they're absolutely fantastic, and yet people just want to give her peanuts. They ask her to make one for them and then they don't want to pay. Lord, I mean, there's so much work in them, so many colours. And, you know, if she was in America, she'd be selling them for mega bucks, yeah. But because she's in Scotland, I suppose, you know, nobody wants to buy them. Oh, dear. Hello, Jane. Yeah, you need to do a video, Sean. Yeah, you need to get back in the swing of it again. All these people who used to make videos. Oh, I know. Yeah, you could leave a baby outside, couldn't you? I forgot him once. Well, in fact, I forgot him twice. I left him outside the butcher's once, and I left him outside the paper shop. Went home without him. And he was still there, playing away there in his pram, quite happy. And I went back for him. I thought, I've got something missing when I got home. What have I got missing? Oh, my baby. It wasn't as if he was in a pushchair, he was in a darn great big pram. How could you come out of the shop and not notice? You've got a whopping big pram outside with a baby in it. I did. Twice I did it. Once outside the butcher's and once outside the paper shop. I went in to pay my papers, came out and forgot the baby. So wonder he's not grown up with a complex. Hey. La, 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 la. Two of your ribs hurt. Oh, they probably pummeled you in some way or another. They probably banged you on the trolley while you were unconscious. I went in for something and I had bruising all over my chest. I don't explain, you know. You go in for something gynecological and you finish up with bruising all over your chest and you're thinking, hello, it's not right. Have I fallen off the trolley or what? But they don't tell you. Tra-la-la-la. Oh, it's going darker now. I don't need the light on just yet, yeah. Yeah, you go in for hospital with one thing, come out with several, don't you? If you haven't got MRSA when you go in, you have it when you're coming out. You probably sleep for days. I sleep with anaesthetic. It seems to stay in my system for days when I have had anaesthetic. No, they won't give it me now because of my sleep apnea. They want to do everything with, you know, spinal block or something. They don't like me going to sleep in case I don't wake up. I keep saying to them, well, I wouldn't know. I won't know. You put me to sleep and I don't wake up. One way to go, in it. Not likely you're not likely to know. They don't wake you up and say sorry, but you know, you can't come down from the anaesthetic. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to wash this now. There's a big dirty mark right across it. Well, it's not me because I'm using, must have been on the cone. They're on cardboard you know, a cardboard ring. So maybe it was the end of the ball, so maybe it's the cardboard that's leached onto the white. You know, the brown cardboard. But it's like a big dirty mark right across the middle, but you can see it. Right across there. Yeah, it's fun-filled, isn't it? Especially if you get next to somebody who's either snoring or shouting out loud. I always get the ones who talk in their sleep or shout, yeah. Or snore really, really loudly. I can't say anything because without my sleep apnea machine, I snore like him. Worse than a man. I managed to get Trixie to go back to sleep this morning. She woke me up at 6 o'clock. I thought, no, we are not getting up at 6 o'clock. So I patted her and stroked her and managed to get her to go back to sleep till 8 o'clock. Yay! Hi, Ethan. There was no way I was getting up at 6 o'clock. There's only one 6 o'clock in my book, and that's in the evening. Don't do 6 o'clock in the morning. Cheers, got me Crochet Queen cup. I didn't buy it. I'm not that big-headed. Somebody bought it for me. And I can never remember because I've got the brain of a goldfish. People buy me things and I wish I could remember who it was. I'm awful. You know, I watch some people and they go, I'm knitting this wool and it's such a thing and it was given to me by so-and-so and all that. And I'm like, gosh, they've got good memories. Ooh, trying to get me camera to go down a bit. Sorry if I'm making you seasick. I mean, I was talking before about watching that lady, you know, Stitched by Mrs. D. And she remembers who gave, well, in actual fact, she does usually remember, but she didn't remember who'd given her some things when she went to the last Wool Fest or whatever it was. She went to, she'd forgotten who'd sent her things. But normally she remembers everybody. Oh, I'm like you, Chris. I have to really concentrate and think, what did I have? What did I eat? What did I do yesterday? Let me think. Can't remember. Oh, boy, I got sandblasted on the seafront. Oh, boy. It was wild out there. Exfoliation for free. That's what you get in Fleetwood. You don't need to buy them, whatever grains. You just go up the seafront. Stick your face in the wind. I think I must be getting near the armholes. It's only short. I don't want to make it too long because it might mean I run out of wool cotton. Yeah, I've been watching quite a lot of different people today. No, not today. Yesterday. You know, when you start watching somebody on YouTube and then it drifts off and they recommend somebody else. So I've been watching quite a few different people, actually. Oh, that reminds me when we were kids and your mother always used to send you with sandwiches because when we went to the beach, we was poor. We couldn't afford to go in the cafe or anything like that. And my mother would probably give us either meat paste sandwiches, you know, or egg sandwiches, whatever she had in that was cheap. There was no such thing as boiled ham. We never got that much of boiled ham. And you always had to be crunching through the sand, weren't you? When everything you ate had sand in it, yeah. So you were never quite sure with your egg sandwich whether it was a piece of shell or you were eating grit from. Oh dear. And when it got between your toes and you had to put your sandals on, didn't you? Oh, Ross. Hey, go and fill your bucket with some water from the sea and bring it back. And then your mum would be pouring it over your toes and trying to wipe them. Stick your feet in the air, yeah. Don't put your feet down in the sand again. Just leave it until you sat on the deck chair with your feet like that, saying, hurry up, mum, put my shoes on. Oh dear. It's childhood memories, isn't it, Chris? Kids today don't know they're born because they've got money to go to the blooming cafe, haven't they? They don't have to have egg sandwiches with sand. No such thing as a bag of crisps around, was there? And no pop. Oh, you never got pop. Your mother would take you a drink of water, or you can have some of my tea. When you're a little kid, you can have a drink of tea. I've got a flask. Really? Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Connie. The kids round here, they must be very hardy creatures because they're out on the seafront, in all weathers, yeah. Hi, Yolanda. I'm just concentrating. I'm just measuring. I'm not ignoring you all, honestly. Yeah, I've got to 25. That'll have to do. Right, what do I do next? Read my pattern, or my pattern, as somebody used to say. Can't remember. One of the ladies who used to do YouTube, she used to say, I'm reading my pattern. Yeah. Trying to look intelligent, she says. Decrease 1 diamond at the end of the next 4 rows, bringing it down to 20. Oh, I wouldn't call them diamonds, really. I suppose they are in a way. Right, 1 diamond on the next 4 rows, and then continue straight. Right, we can do that. Take a letter, Miss Smith. It's very short, isn't it? Never mind, I can wear it with the dress, being as I can't, I'm not the ones that can show me belly off. Let's be totally honest, I never could ever show my belly off. I have never been in that fortunate position of being young enough, even young enough to show my belly off. Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a slanting stitch. I don't know what you'd call it. They call it a diamond, but I wouldn't call it a diamond. It's more like a crosshatch stitch or something. Oh, it's going darker now. Let me know when you can't see me. I used to do belly dancing before my back got too bad because they told me it was good for, my core strength. And I used to really, really enjoy doing it, Chris. But then my back got too bad, so I had to give it up. Yeah. It's a good form of exercise, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's dancing that you can do, like, on your own kind of thing with a load of ladies and gives you a chance to dress up, and wear a belt with coins that jingles. Yeah. Just up my street, really, wasn't it? You know what I mean? You know me. Boho and show off, yeah. Yep. You never catch me in anything boring. Although my dresses are pretty boring, these dresses, but I like to dress them up, yeah. Oh, you're just bragging because you've got a black and swollen belly, sure. Everybody will want one now. Everybody will want a technicolored one. Mine's usually got a bruise. That's when I inject myself, but I've not had any injections for 2 weeks. which is why I've put weight on. But it also means that my tummy's all right at the moment. It's not too bad. But my diabetic levels, my sugar levels are probably up the wall, aren't they? But I'm not looking and I don't want to know. Yeah, my belly dances on its own now, Val, as well, yeah. Do we want to hear something weird and funny, or do you want to hear something weird and funny, Jane? Which way? Are you going to tell us something weird and funny? Or do you want us to tell you something weird and funny? Oh, dear. Yeah, they glue everything now, don't they? Or they put them staples in. Sammy is waiting. Waiting for what? What are you waiting for? Is dinner? What are you waiting for, Sammy? Our Sammy is waiting. Waiting for Jane to type. You're keeping us in suspense here, Jane. You're not writing anything. Come on, come on, come on. We're all waiting. He's not speaking to you because you almost fell. He didn't push you, did he? Oh, dear. I said before you came in, my friend's fell off her bike. She fell off her electric bike. She fell off her bike last week because a gust of wind blew her off her bike when she was getting off it. So she landed on one side. Then she bought a new electric bike, but the handlebars weren't tightened up properly. So the handlebars went one way and her front tyre went the other way, and she fell off the electric bike and she banged the other side. So now she's got bruises on both sides now. So it's usually me or my other friend Kim that falls over. But this time it was Sarah. 2 weeks together she's fallen off. I think she should give up biking. Yeah, she banged both her elbows, one on one side and one on the other. All she could say was, thank goodness there was nobody about. Nobody saw me fall off my bike. Thought that would have been the least of my worries. If I'd have fallen off my bike, I'd have wanted full sympathy and a whole audience round me picking me up. Oh, are you all right? Pat, pat, pat. You know, milk the whole situation, you know. Because I'm a diva. So he would have spoke to you if you'd have fallen over then, Jane. But because you almost fell over, he's not speaking to you. You've got a weird son. I don't have to fall over anything. I just fall over. Fresh air is what I fall over. Eyelashes, dust, anything. It doesn't have to be a curb or anything that other people would fall over. It doesn't have to be a bicycle that I fall over. I just fall over. Do you know, this fringe has got a life of its own. It really is time I got a proper haircut, but I need new glasses and I need my tooth taken out because I am not paying for a root canal filling. So some things have to wait, don't they? Yeah, he is weird. Tell him from me he's weird, Jane. Sammy, you're weird. But if he's weird, he's in the right company, and he on this channel with us. I've got a lumpy bit in my crochet now. Oh no, it's all right. misinterpreting. Yeah, well, sons do that all the time, don't they? Why do I want to sing My Camel is Waiting? One, I just suddenly wanted to burst into song. My camel is waiting. Don't know why it is. Random thoughts come in my head. Usually snatches of songs when I'm trundling along in my scooter. And I come out with a snatch of a song and I'm thinking to myself, I hope nobody's around. Oh no, if you're fat, you fall over. I'm fat, I fall over. I don't think we hurt ourselves as badly though, because we've got plenty of padding. You know, if I fall on my backside, you know, I've got plenty of padding, yeah. I think if you're thin, you've not got any padding, have you, if you're really thin? I'll never have that problem. I'll never be really thin. According to my BMI, I should lose about 6 stone. I've got no chance of that. Not a cat in hell's chance of me losing 6 stone. That's 6 times 14 if you're in America. I'd be anorexic if I lost 6 stone. I'd probably be all sunken cheeks and look like a skeleton, as my son used to call them. What have you done there, Janet? Never mind. It's yours. Just keep on going, you fool. Oh. La 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 la. So what have you all been up to? I've just been to knit clubs this week. There wasn't one on Monday because it was bank holiday. So I did manage to go to the one on Tuesday instead. Then I was out Wednesday. I went to 2 knit clubs on Wednesday. And then Thursday I was at the cafe. Yesterday I was in because I was looking after the doggos. And today I was in. I went as far as the shed. I did do a tiny bit of tidying up, but it wasn't much. It does look marginally better. I can see a difference, but nobody else would. I only tidied up one corner. But I'm probably better doing that than overtiring myself and trying to do too much at once, and then it puts me off and I don't want to do it again for weeks. So I just tidied up one little corner. Hello, Jill. How are you? We've got no Nathan. He went to see Girls Aloud last week. He went to Cardiff in the rain to see Girls Aloud. And he had to wear his flip-flops back in the rain. You're fat and happy. Well, you're in good company, love. I don't know whether we've got any thin people on here, but, you know, I like to think that we're all in good company, that we're all carrying a little bit more than we should, you know what I mean? Yeah, a corner at a time, Christine, yeah. I'll get there eventually. I got sidetracked, though, looking at patterns, as I usually do, yeah. You're doing a cover for Oscar the Cat Crouch. Everybody thinks you're spoiled, is it? You're spoiled. My daddy used to spoil me when I was little. Not with money, but he used to spoil me. I've sadly never been in the situation where anybody spoils me with money, you know. I'm not Eartha Kitt, you know. I'm just an old-fashioned girl. Right. That's one. Now, he used to spoil me with his attention, which is, what's Sammy's nickname, Eartha Kitt? Or Oscar the Grouch. Hello. Hello, Rosie. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing, little girl? You come to see me? She came to see me and now she's gone again. I need to put the light on, so I'll just go and shut the door and put the light on and draw the curtains. I'll be with you in a short while. What are you doing, Baba? Hey, what you doing, my Baba? What are you doing, darling? No, come out of the bin. There's nothing in the bin for doggies. Nothing in the bin for doggies, no. Rosie wants to say hello. You're too big, I can't pick you up, darling. Can't pick you up so everybody can see you. Well, she's going now. She just come for a bit of lovey-dovey. Oh. Hey, what are you doing, sweetie pie? Go on up to your mama. Oh, oh, one side of the curtain. Oh. Two sides of the curtain. I'm sure them dogs are wrecking me. The sofa bit by bit. Did I? I showed you. If you've not watched my video, there's my jacket. Da 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 da. That's that I made. Little pouch. I bought these on eBay, Amazon. Got little zippers. So I adapted a pattern by Days Crochet and made that. It's not quite big enough for a handbag, unfortunately. I need to make a bigger one, but I'd have to sew the lining then, and I'm no good at that. Yeah, who have we got now? Fibre for Lucy Crafts is Jill. Greek is Lizzie. Eric is not Eric, it's Val. Oh dear, it's very confusing, isn't it? Oh, I'm glad I've got the thumbs up. I've got quite a few thumbs up, thank you very much. And I was just saying I'm very happy as I've got some extra subscribers, which I'm really thrilled about. I've got about 8 extra subscribers and I'm really chuffed about that. Other people want thousands, don't they? I'm just chuffed because I've got 8 new ones, yeah. I'm like, yay, I've got 8 new ones. Yay. I'm easy pleased, me. Easy pleased. That's my idea of growing my channel. 8 at once. I tell you, I'm so thrilled with 8. 8 new people. Woo, woo, woo. So if you're one of the 8 new people, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful for you. How can I count how many I've got? That's 1. 1, 2, 3. Gosh, that's a big inset for an armhole. It says I've got to go in 4. That's rather a bit. Maybe I won't go in 4. Maybe I'll just go in 3. I can't find the other cardigan that I made before. I know I haven't thrown it away, but I don't know where it is. I've just stitched my sweater, well, not my sweater, my friend's sweater up this afternoon. That's what I've been doing. So ready to go to the post office on Monday. Send it to her. Didn't take me long because it was chunky, so it didn't take me long. It's going to my friend Lucy. She's only a tiny little thing, so it didn't take a lot of knitting. Normally I get the people with a 62-inch bust, you know, that ask me, will you make me something? And I'm like, no. But when the 34 bust, I'm like, yeah, make one of them. Oh dear. I'm a big girl myself, but I'm very sizist when it comes to making things for people. I mean, I'm on a roll at the moment, Jill. I'll probably go right off it. I'm on a roll. All for me, though, of course, yeah. No point making them for anybody else because nobody wants to buy them, so there's no point, is there? So I might as well just make them for me. I had spinach and ricotta. Oh, what do you call it? Them little square things. It was pasta, but it was nice because it was Marks and Spencer's. I had it with cheese sauce. But the thing is, I'm hungry now. I might eat my crisps. Yeah, ravioli, that's the one. It was spinach and ricotta. And it was Marks and Spencer's, and it was very nice. And I had it with a cheese sauce, 4 cheese sauce. I don't like the tomato sauces. I only like the cheese. They had leftover chicken fingers. I will not say the joke. Didn't know chickens had fingers. My dad used to say that to my son about fish fingers. I think you call them fish sticks in America. We call them fish fingers over here. He used to say that to my son, and my son used to be saying, don't be silly, Grandad. Fish don't have fingers. Don't be silly. Tra-la-la-la. You had corned beef hash. That's what my friend had in the cafe the other day. She had corned beef hash. 1, 2, 3. It says I've got to go in 4. If I go in 4, it's going to be a mighty big armhole, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Well, I've gone in 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm stopping. I'm stopping there. I'm so thirsty, and yet I'm not thirsty for coffee. Does that sound weird? What, the sweater one, you mean, Chris? It's dead easy. It looks dead complicated, and it's not. It's dead easy. I'm really thirsty. Can't be the ravioli, surely. I'm usually thirsty when I've had bacon, but I didn't have bacon today. I've got crisps, I've got Walkers. And I know, but I like coffee. I don't like tea. I've tried all the herbal teas and all the goodness knows what teas, but I don't like them. Fruit teas, herbal teas, you name it. Oh, I've got a spot. Where's that come from? Didn't have that before. Why have I got a spot? It doesn't show up on me, but it shows up on here, on there. Ooh. Dry for cat food. I can't drink water. I can drink sparkling water. The tap water here tastes vile. It's like drinking chlorine or something, or bleach. That's what it tastes like. Ugh. I used to drink water when I lived at the other house. Here it tasted like it comes directly from the sea. These bags are a bag of air. Hardly any crisps in them. I'm just trying to think who else I've been watching on YouTube besides Sheila and Stitch by Mrs. D. Not quite enough yarn, whatever. I haven't watched Little Drops of Wonderful this week or this month. I've watched Denise Dear. And I have to keep watching these sweet little young things. No, Milan definitely has no fat people, you're right now. I watch a YouTube video with fashions in Milan, and they're all stick thin. Occasionally one man will walk past with a bit of a beer belly, but the ladies know. Mind the sizes of the clothes in the shop window. Susie Stitch? No, I don't know her. I watch Alternative Aging and I watch Joe Good. Why not? They're probably very fashion conscious, Yolanda, so they probably only want to wear the designer clothes that they sell in Milan. Because this street that they walk up and down, it's full of like, Dior and all people like that. They probably don't do large sizes. Milan is very fashion conscious, very, very fashion conscious. It's just like street views I watch. The camera just watches these people going up and down the street. Just ordinary people in the street, but they're all So well dressed, you know. There's not one scruffy one amongst them. I love people watching. I really do. You know, the nicely dressed people when they go past. I used to do it in Manchester because people were really quite nicely dressed in Manchester. I like watching people go by if they're well dressed. I'm just nosy, I guess. I don't like people watching when they're going past in ripped jeans and t-shirts. It's not very interesting, that. There's no crop tops with bellies hanging out. No jogging bottoms, no hoodies. No bellies on. Well, if there's any bellies on show, they're nice and slender. They're not bulging out of a muffin top. Oh, I want to be one of a kind. If anybody's got what I'm wearing, I don't want to wear it anymore. I watch these like Milan things for inspiration. I look and think, oh my God, what a gorgeous skirt she's wearing. I'll even stop the video and go back and watch it again. She's probably paid more than my month's salary for it, you know, but never mind. I can dream. We've got one lady at Knit Club and she loves handbags. I tell you, she watches these shop windows in Milan with the handbags. Oh my God. They're probably worth more than you earn in a month. They are gorgeous though. I wouldn't spend that much on a handbag, but never mind. That's just me because I'm tight. I love looking at them, don't get me wrong. I love the fashions. Would I spend that kind of money? No. I wish I was a seamstress that could run things up. You know, you see some ladies, don't you? They see something in the shop window and they go home and run it up. Huh? Not me. Mine would look like I'd just run it up and all. Like I'd snatch the tablecloth off the back of the whatever and put a zip in it. There's a guy that sometimes appears on my Instagram, and he does that. He buys tablecloths or blankets or things from the charity shop, and then he turns them into pieces, you know, that he can wear. I mean, they're a bit outlandish, but a bit like a sewing bee, you know. I like a fashion show, but not the stupidly outlandish ones that you see that nobody in their right mind, you know, when they're walking down the catwalk with these weird shoes on and that. I like fashion, but I like it to be wearable. Is that a sentence? You know, not where people are walking like that as though they're done in plastic or something and they've got a big bow and you're thinking, that is not practical. That is not. Or they can't move their arms, you know. And you're like, no, that's not fashion to me. There used to be a fashion channel that used to be on when I had Sky. And it's not that it's I can't see it because I don't have Sky. They stopped doing it before I ever got rid of Sky. And that was just catwalks. And you're thinking, oh, you're thinking, nobody in their right mind would be walking down the street wearing that. You know, these Paris fashion shows. I don't think even Beyonce would wear them. Or the Kardashians. I don't think even they would wear them. Yeah, it should be functional, but I like it to be pretty. You know, you like to wear something nice, don't you? Something pretty. I do, anyway. No, I think there are people in the street. You can see the occasional model. Because she'll be in the street having a photo took, and you know that that's a catwalk model. Hey, John. But the cars, oh my God, if you're into cars, you would have to do more than win the lottery to afford those cars. I'd be in one of those little tiny things that they have. They're about yay big. They fit one person in. My friend's son knew what they were called. They're small, like an invalid carriage. And they have a lot of them bombing up and down. And motorbikes, oh my giddy aunt. Do they have a lot of motorbikes? And push bikes as well. That's probably how they keep fit if they've all got a push bike. Maybe they pedal into town from about 3 miles out. Maybe that's why they're all slender. It's a bit of an odd shaped one. It's crunchy, in case you're wondering. Honeycomb. Oh, these are... What am I eating? I'm eating honeycomb again. Hi, Nerdy Stitcher. These are smaller than a mini car. These are like individual little bubbly cars, yeah? You're knitting socks, are you? I like knitting socks, I just don't wear them. I think you'd like that lady stitched by Mrs. D. Val. You like the bags she makes. She makes project bags. And she makes fabric teddy bears as well. She's funny, Val. She's funny. She's the one with the cat called Ian. She bought a gorgeous bear. Well, it's a Tasmanian devil, actually. And I looked him up, though. He's £52. I thought, I don't like him that much. He has got a lovely face. I must admit he has. But at £52, that's a bit much for a teddy bear for me. don't know how much her bags are. I've not checked her out. She's got a Ko-fi store. I keep thinking of looking about one of those because Denise has got one of those, a Ko-fi store. Stitched by Mrs. D. You've given it me, Nerdy Stitcher. I'm up. Says she's sitting here stuffing her face with chocolate blooming honeycomb. I have been stress eating. I've not had my injections, so I've been eating everything in sight. I'm crocheting that. It's a very old pattern, but they do have it on Etsy. I made it before, years ago, and I can't find it. And I know I've not given it away. What's stressing me? Oh, lots of things. I don't want to go into it on here, but lots of things are stressing me out at the minute. Life is stressing me out. There you are, Val. Chris is giving me a link there. Stitched by Mrs. D. She's so funny. She's witters on and then she goes, oh gosh, I'm so boring, aren't I? Why are you watching me? I'm so boring. And I find it funny when she says things like that. It took me ages to work out that Ian was a cat because she kept saying Ian's sleeping in his cot or Ian's sleeping in his pram. And I thought she had a baby. Then I realised it was a cat that was sleeping in a doll's cot or a doll's pram. She's got a dog called Lillian. Oh dear, that sounds a bit bad. We've had high wind, but fortunately we've not had any real damage, you know, just things blown about in the garden, but nothing that bad. We've had a lot of rain, that's for sure. Torrential rain. My face got sandblasted, exfoliated, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. No, we've not had anything quite like that. Are you in the UK or the US? Oh, Colorado, yeah. I've just got to say it doesn't sound like UK. You do get extremes of weather some places in America. Not every place, but some places do, don't they? I suppose we're pretty lucky in the UK. We obviously do get storm damage and winds and stuff like that, flooding and stuff. But I don't think we get quite the extremes of weather that you have in some places in the US. Well, they've told... I got one message earlier on today saying we were in for a heat wave, and then I got another message later on saying we were in for a snow bomb. And I'm like, make your mind up. What are we having, a heat wave or a snow bomb? Usually when they say things like that, we don't get any of it. Oh, yeah, I saw that Dennis was put to sleep, yeah. All her animals have got human names, haven't they? She's got a Pauline, hasn't she? Yeah, I hope it doesn't get any worse for you with your weather. There's a cat round here that people keep thinking he's a stray, and he's not. People keep rescuing him. He just wanders. She went to a cat cafe, didn't she, the other day? And she was stroking the cat. All the cats. Yeah, we get hailstones, obviously, but nothing like you've had, thankfully. You know, our weather isn't that extreme, she says, touching wood. Why do I keep getting messages? Sandy's been making bags again. That girl can crochet like the wind. She's one of the girls from Nicola. Who do you think you are? Alex Scott, yeah, right. Cheryl's birthday today. That's a friend of mine. Any more for any more? Oh, Ephraim likes my photo. Thank you, Ephraim. Sarah's dog's called Colin as well. I've never really had an animal. We had Poppy. I suppose that's kind of a little girl's name, isn't it? And I had a cat called Oscar. Sue is doing all right. I spoke to her last weekend, yeah. She was in the garden. She didn't have our weather in Scotland, believe it or not. When we had a horrendous day, she was in the garden doing her garden. Yeah, we'll have to hope you don't get any more weather, nerdy. It's not right that insurance companies can drop you. Not your fault if there's anything to... Well, it's nature, isn't it? All of your animals have got human names. Ours haven't. We've got Trixie. I suppose you could call that a human name. And we've got Rosie. Well, Rosie's got a human name, hasn't she? No, a friend's dog's called Colin. I don't know what I'd call a dog if I had one. I'm not going to have one, so I don't have to think about it, do I? But I don't know what I'd call it if I did have one. I suppose I'd wait and see what its little face looked like and see what it reminded me of. It's hard to pick a name. Oh, yeah, my son's got 2 dogs, yeah. They're not technically my dogs, though, yeah. I did used to have a dog, but sadly he passed away quite some time ago. I don't like the wind. Oh, no, I don't like wind. It scares me. Thunder and lightning and wind scare me. Nearly got blown in the sea the other day. My God, it was bad. It's the Irish Sea. I don't know why the little kiddies were all paddling in it. They must have constitutions of an ox. Asbestos toes. I've got shorts, but I put them on one day, I think, last year. Not been on at all this year. I've got about 3 pairs of shorts if I look them up. We do get hailstone, but not like the size of golf balls, not usually anyway. Occasionally we have big hailstones, but I don't think we have golf ball size ones. Well, that's what they say about America, everything's bigger. You've even got bigger hailstones. Oh, short videos. I thought she meant shorts. I just got to say, I've got some shorts, but I've never. You always want things bigger in America. Ours, you usually, they only maybe get to the largest, about the size of a golf ball, I think, over here. And even that's big enough, yeah. Yeah, you have to have everything bigger in America, don't you? I think we only have golf ball size ones if they go big. Normally they're not that big, they're more like marbles, I think. Our hailstones in the UK. No, we don't have tornadoes, no. Well, we have mini ones occasionally. Occasionally we'd have roofs ripped off with mini tornadoes, but not by and large, we don't. We're probably not in the hurricane belt, yeah. Yeah, we have little tornadoes that do rip roofs off occasionally, but it's not the normal. It's not something that happens on a regular basis. I'm not saying we've never had them, but it's not like we have them. Water spouts, what's them? What's a water spout? We have water that shoots in the air when the main bursts. And we have waves that come over the seafront. Does that count? We think of water spouts as being like downspouts. Yeah. Oh, God, it was bad, wasn't it, last Sunday? Oh, in the water? No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. I might be wrong, but I don't think we do. We have high waves sometimes, but not like that. Blackpool's always been a bit cold and wet, like Fleetwood, in it. Fleetwood's, ugh. No, I don't think I have either, Val. I don't think I've ever seen a water spout. They have those like black hole things, don't they, sometimes, where water goes round and round and round and round. I don't know what they are. A bit like a sinkhole. I've seen one of them somewhere in England. I don't know what they call them. It's like where the water goes round like it's going down the bath water going down the plug hole. I don't know what they're called though. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la. Oh, hello, whoever that is. Oh, tell you made a nice hat. What's she called? Oh, crochet cakes. She made like a very, very close together beach hat with a bow on the back because she's going to Japan actually. Oh, Prince Charles shares a joke with David Beckham. Oh, that'll please Harry. Go away. Go away. Fans go wild as Liam Gallagher kicks off whatever. Kicks off his tour. Don't like him. Don't like Oasis. Don't like Liam Gallagher. Don't like Noel Gallagher. I've never thought they were especially talented. Oh, you were very brave sitting outside. Sitting outside Cleveland's kitchen. Ooh. I very rarely go into Cleveland's at the weekend. Sometimes it's very, very crowded, if the holiday makers are there. I tend to go in during the week, yeah. Well, I remember the 90s, but only vaguely. I'm not into their music because I'm old. I'm a child of the 50s and 60s, really. You're 50, oh, you're mere chicken at 50. Can't even remember what I was doing at 50, probably working. I think I still had the shop when I was 50. I think so. You're stitching pieces together. Woohoo! One of the ladies that comes to Knit Club, she sews things together really so well. When I sew things together, they're more like cobbled together. I'm not the best stitcher upper in the world. She makes these so neatly now when she's sewing them up. You can't even see the seam. She sews them from the right side, like a bit like mattress stitching. She's so neat. Mine look like a chimpanzee wearing boxing gloves to sew them up. Yeah. I am not the best stitcher upper in the world. I am not. I'll hold my hand up to that one. The velvet coaster. I very rarely go into Blackpool, so I don't know where places are. And I don't often go in the cafes, even in Cleveland. Because normally when I go down, I'm usually going through it to get to knit club. You know, knit club is like when you go in down Cleveland's, then you turn left and go past the Naked Sheep, and you carry on going, and then the next church on the right hand side is where I go to knit club. So it's not very often I actually stop anywhere for a coffee or anything. Oh, South Shore. No, I haven't been to Blackpool I think I've been once or maybe twice since I moved here in 3.5 years. I'm not a lover of Blackpool at all. It's too peoply, as they say. Too many people. Not so bad in the winter. But it's too peoply in the summer. Especially the weekend when the hen doos and the stag doos are there. Everybody rolling drunk. No, thanks. I went once with my niece and we went into... I wanted something from Boots the chemist, the big chemist, because we've only got a tiny chemist in Cleveland and they don't sell a lot of makeup and stuff. And I'm used to the going on massive shops in Manchester is what I'm used to, where you can get anything but the kitchen sink. Whereas here I've got to order things online. I saw some nice shoes advertised that were in Primark, but I won't get there, so I won't be getting them because I never get to Primark. If I ever went down there, I couldn't stand in those queues. Massive, great queues. Tra-la-la. I'm still crocheting. It can be warm in Cleveland. Never warm in Fleetwood, but it's quite warm in Cleveland some days. Look at that untidy mess. I don't like the way they tell you to do the decreases. Mess, that. I'll have to coddle it together when I'm sewing the sleeves in. She said. Was it heaving? Yeah. Oh. Oh, you're going, Jane. Good night, Jane. Oh, Jill, I can't do anything with a face. I mean, that book I got the other day, it's got some little tiny mice in. I mean, I wouldn't make them to even attempt to sell them because of our rules and regulations, but I thought, oh, they're sweet. They're only about 2 inches big, these little mice. And then I thought, no, you can't do faces, can you? So why are you doing it, Janet? Can't do faces. I'm hopeless. I'm hopeless at anything to do with faces and eyes and mouths. Can't do them. They look like Frankenstein's monster. Scare a kid to death. I'm sure even if I made a mouse, I'd get the whiskers on wrong. Is it the Amish that have dolls that don't have a face? I'd be all right with them, wouldn't I? Just knit the doll and don't put a face on it. I'd be all right with them gonks. Do you remember gonks? All they had was like long hair and a nose, didn't they? That was all they had. I'd be all right with one of them. Tra-la-la, la-la-la-la. I can't get them plastic eyes. I always get one up here and one down there somehow. I never get them level. I mean, I try and measure them and do everything, and then when I put them in, there's still like one eye up there and one eye down there. I'm not got the knack. Some people just put a stitch and a stitch and a stitch, and it looks wonderful. And it even looks so it's got an expression, doesn't it? Me? No. I'm hopeless. Tra-la-la-la. I need to make some more bags purely because I've got 11 more liners. So I need to use them, don't I? Even if I don't. Well, I won't. I don't think I'm selling any. I don't think anybody wants to buy one. But maybe I'll have 12 notion pouches or makeup bags or something. You never know. Because I'm not doing craft fairs anymore. My friend's still going to do them, but I gave up ages ago. I can't do the stalls because I have to keep sitting down. It's so hard for me to stand up, to get the stall looking nice. And not having a car, you have to get somebody to help you to lug all the bags there. For what I barely ever got the stall money back, so I just got fed up with it all. I decided I'm just not destined to sell things. Although I might try that coffee shop. I don't know whether it's any good or not, if anybody else has tried it. I know that Stitch by Mrs. D has. And Denise from Dear Design, she has. But I've never tried it. I haven't even got that buy me a coffee thing. I think I had it, and I think I got 2 coffees bought off for 12 months. That's all I ever got bought for me. So I just gave it up as a bad job. I haven't got anything to offer people, Ko-fi, it's Kofi. It started off like you can buy somebody a coffee. I think a coffee costs about £3 or $3 or something. So if you like somebody's channel, it's not really begging because it's voluntary. You either buy somebody a coffee or you don't, yeah. But I had about 2 coffees bought for me in about 12 months. What am I making? I'm making this, which I made before many years ago. Don't know whether it's going to have long sleeves because I don't think I've got enough cotton actually. So it'll probably finish up with short sleeves. Oh, we shall see. I did manage to find my 450 hoop though. I could not find it anywhere. I've ordered another one. Well, in fact, I ordered another 2 But because they've got blob ends, I can't use them. I can only use the inline ones. Anyway, I managed to find my Susan Bates one. It was stuck in a project that I'd abandoned. So I was so thrilled I managed to find the right hook. I've got another one coming from America. I can only get them from America. You see, that's what somebody could send me if they want to send me a gift. They could send me Susan Bates hooks with the wooden handles. And I can't get over here. I have to pay a fortune for them. I don't know how much they cost in America, but I know they cost me a bomb over here. I have to pay about £8 or £9 to get one from America. But I cannot use the other kind, the ones with the thick end. You know, what's she called? Not Susan Bates, the other one. It could be the postage, although they're only very small. They go in a little envelope, don't they? What's the other one called? Not Susan Bates, the others. Boy, I think, is it? I can't use them. They're what I call got a blob on the end. I can't use those Knit Pro ones. I can't use... I bought a hook the other day. I've given it to Sarah. Couldn't use it at all. The only ones I can use are the ones that they call inline, which Susan Bates is. The minute I use anybody else's, I mean, I've had tulip, I've had all sorts of things, you know, that people rave about. People rave about the Knit Pro, people rave about Prim and all them, and I just can't use them. The number of hooks I've bought and given away. Because there's no point using them if you can't use them. No, I can't use clover, no. They've got a blob on the end. What I call a blob. I can only use inline. Inline have got, if you can see the end? It's a very, very deep indent. And it's a point. I can't use a normal hook, which has got what I call a blob on the end. You know, like Boy and Clover, Prim. I've tried them all. Knit Pro, can't use them. Ever since I started using these Susan Bates, they're the only ones that I can use. And I could not find my 450. I'm sure I've got about 3. But they always disappear. Certain sizes that I use the most disappear. I don't know whether I'll lose them. I did find this one stuck in a project. I was so relieved when I found it. I thought, oh, I found my hook. I sent off for another one, but it's not coming till the middle of June because it's coming from America, of course. I should have ordered more than one. In fact, I might order another one. I might order another. I like to have 2 and 3 of the same sizes, you know, so that, you know, I don't lose any of them. Right, let me look. Amazon. They're the only people who have them. I did get one set actually from Germany. Right, come off it. Come on. Restock items in your... Well, tell me what I've ordered. It doesn't tell me on this phone. Recommended for you. Continue shopping. No. Why won't it tell me what I've ordered? Because it's being stupid, that's why. I did find a bigger. What size do I use the most? Probably 450 and 5mm. I think I use the most. 2 minutes. Susan Bates. 450 crochet. Look. See if there's any more in stock. I think it said it was the last one what I ordered before. Right, here we go. Come on. Move, move, move. Don't stay stuck. Here we go. Silver loom, soft handle. I really don't want the soft handle, but that's all what I can find. It's sticking. Here we go. All they've got is the silver loom. They haven't got the ones with the wooden handles. Oh, stuck. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, it's doing it now. I've got all these others, but not Susan Bates. Susan Bates silver loom. Oh, for goodness sake. What is wrong with this screen? It must be greasy. No, it's 3.50. Stop it. Oh, it's just sticking. It's getting on my nerves because it's sticking. Oh, I'll have to give up. It won't scroll. It just won't scroll. What do you do when your screen doesn't scroll? What do you do when your screen doesn't scroll? 450, there we go, silver loom. Consider these alternatives. No, it's going to have to be one of those. Going to have to be another one of those. Even though I don't want one of those, but never mind. I want one with a wooden handle and they don't have any. Right, come on. See all buying options. Oh, £12.14. No, the last one. How many windows do I have? Oh, one. I'm on my phone. I'm not paying £12 for one. I didn't pay £12 for the last one. That's better. £7.62. 4.50. Only 5 left in stock. Buy now. We'll order another one. It won't come till about July. Ordered it again. So now I'm going to order 2. They've got the rubbery handles, which I don't really like, but you can't get these bamboo wooden handles anywhere. Oh, I've got rid of a lot of mine, Nerdy Stitcher, because if I can't use them, I can't use them, and that's the end of it. I'm fed up of keeping them in my, you know. Yeah, it's they haven't got a 450 in the wooden handle, so I've had to get the soft handle. It's at least it's got the right kind of. I can't do with the ones that have got, yeah, 450. Can't do with the ones that have got, the handles that come up to there, and you've got a short bit there. I have to have ones with the long ones because I hold it by the throat plate. I know it's a weird way of crocheting, but yeah, I can't get the bamboo handles. The last one I got from Germany, would you believe? Yeah, America don't really seem to do a 7mm. Yeah, I tried eBay last week when I tried, and they didn't have any. They did not have any. You buy the packs, the multi-packs, but they go 350 for 5mm, 550. They don't do 450. I bought a pack of them thinking I would get a 450 in a pack, but no. It went 350, 4, 5, 550, 6, 650. And I'm like, well, what happened to 450? Certain sizes just seem to be. I mean, at one time you could not buy a 7mm American. You could get them in England, the pony ones and the stuff like that, the cheap ones, cheap, nasty ones. But you could not get a 7mm in the American ones at all. I've got them now. But one of them, Rosie's chewed all the end because it's wood. She likes chewing wood. I must have left it lying around and she chewed it all. I think it's a 5mm she's chewed. I can't use the clover, especially ones with a flat, the flat end. There's a lot of them I cannot use. I keep giving them to Sarah. She must have a full set now. I gave one full set. I think it was either prim or clover. The ones that look like they've got lace on the end, on the handle, like a lattice on the handle. I gave a full set of them to Kelly because I couldn't use them. I'm forever buying hooks that I can't use. I don't know why. I would stick to Susan Bates if I could flipping buy them. I mean, there was one size I wanted. I asked Lizzie to get me one, but she couldn't find one anywhere. She went in Hobby Lobby. She went in Joann's. She went all over. But she couldn't find me the one size I wanted. She couldn't find it for me. But when I kept saying I wanted inline, she didn't really understand what I meant by an inline hook. A lot of people don't understand what I mean by an inline hook. I can only use the inline, which is a different shape. The other hooks have got what I call a blob on the end. My hook is the only one you should be using because it's just what you're used to, isn't it? If you like a certain brand, you like a certain brand. Oh, good night, Rebecca. Yeah, Clover's not inline, no. Since I swapped to inline, I mean, when I first started crocheting, I never knew there was such a thing as inline. It was only when I started using the inline that I really can't swap over now. I can crochet really fast with the inline, whereas it snags when I use the others. I used to use the plasticky ones, what they call. I used to keep snapping them. They're not called plastic, they're like see-through. Crystallite, is it crystallite? I used to use them till I kept snapping them. Because my favourite hook is like the 4mm. And I was like Uri Geller, I used to bend them in the middle and then they used to snap. We wouldn't do to be all the same, would it? Wouldn't do. The world would be a boring place if we all liked the same hooks and we all liked the same yarn and we all crocheted everything that looked alike. It would be a very boring place, wouldn't it? We've all got our little idiosyncrasies, as they call it. You should welcome our differences. Unless you go on Ravelry and then they call you names. But never mind. I was talking to somebody else and they were saying that they'd seen something, on Facebook or something, or on Ravelry, whatever it was. This lady had posted it. And one or two women were really scathing about this, about what colour she'd picked, and it wasn't very well done. And, I thought, gosh, do they have to? You don't know what the person who's crocheted it is capable of. They may have disabilities. They may not be able to hold a crochet hook properly. You don't know, do you? You shouldn't call people out. If she happens to like purple and orange together, who am I to say no? Not my colour choice, but I wouldn't say, oh, what the hell have you used that colour for? It's horrible. And yet some people think they've got the right, to say, oh, what have you used that colour for? It's awful. If somebody asks my opinion, I'll say, well, if you like it, if you like that colour choice, don't ask me because you know me, everything's purple. You have to make a laugh of it, don't you? You don't say, oh my God, what you're choosing them colours for, they're horrible. Excuse me, but people have got every right to use what colour they want. The only thing I suggest is if you're making something for someone, please make sure that they like the colour. Otherwise you're just wasting your time, aren't you? So many people get so offended when they gift something to somebody and they don't like it and they don't use it and they give it away to the charity shop. All I would say is make sure they want whatever you're making, that they like the colour that you're making, that they've actually asked you to make it in that colour, I mean, unless it's your own children or daughters or grandchildren that you know what colours they like, it's just hit and miss, really, isn't it? I mean, I've made certain things like when I used to make for the shop and I thought, oh, that's gorgeous. That is really lovely. I bet I don't keep that 2 minutes. And nobody buys it. And yet I make something else and I think, oh, you haven't done a very good job of that, have you, Janet? It's not very well made or it's not a nice style or whatever. And it walks out the shop, on its own. And you're like, really? And yet something I'm really proud of that I think I've made a good job of and I think it's wonderful. And nobody buys it. Yeah. There's no such thing as you can't guarantee what people like. Yeah, you're lucky if you can. I admire people who get it right. You know, we make something and it's in the right colour that everybody wants. I admire them for that. They must have the knack of colour choice or something. Predicting what people will want. I could never be a fashion buyer because I wouldn't be. I'd be like, laughing at things that was high to fashion and walk out the shop. I'd be laughing my head off saying, nobody in the right mind would wear that. I'd be no good as a fashion designer. Probably people think the same about me when I go out wearing something weird and wonderful. They probably think, what on earth has Janet got on there? What is she wearing? Is she really going out in that? And the answer to that is yes, she is going out in that. Do, 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 do. My dress keeps moving on my leg and it's frightening the life out of me. I keep thinking it's a spider or something crawling on my leg, and it isn't. It's just my dress that's moving. Do you ever get that feeling like you've got something walking up and down on your leg? Well, I did that one night. I thought there was something on my hair. I kept feeling something on my hair. Looked in the mirror and this big moth was walking up and down my hair. Ugh. Get off. No, there's definitely nothing on my leg. Must be just the wind or something blowing my skirt. Ba la 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 la. So what have you all got planned for tomorrow? You all going bell ringing in the church? Are you up with the lark tomorrow? At least my friend's got a scooter back. £300 for 4 tyres. She got a puncture on the seafront the other day. So she had 4 new tyres. Cost her £300. I'm glad mine's rental. At least I pay each month a certain amount of money for it, but at least I don't have to buy new tyres or anything like that. Oh, you're going to bed, are you now, Yolanda? Okie dokie, dear. Good night to you. Hi, Diane. How are you? I'm crocheting today. Or tonight, I should say. Crocheting. Hey. What am I working on? I'm making a little cardi. Well, it's a short cardigan. It's a pattern for a change. It's not one of mine. That one. It's a pattern. Or if I was DIY creations, it's a pattern. I made it once before, but I can't find it. I've got it in blue somewhere. And I cannot find it anywhere. It's somewhere around. I know it is. I know I haven't thrown it away. But I can't find it. I'll find it eventually. There was another one I couldn't find either. A beige, like a waistcoat. Can't find that either. It must be in another part of my wardrobe. Or maybe I've got it in one of my, zipper things. Because I thought it was more summery. Maybe I put it in a zipper thing. I thought it was in my sleeveless top cupboard, but it's not. It'll be around somewhere. It will be around somewhere. It's annoying when you can't find something that you set your heart on finding, isn't it? Still haven't found my foot spa. Oh, you got it. Oh, great. Oh. You'll have to get used to it, Chris. When I drove, every time I changed my car, it gave me backache, hip ache, and knee ache until I got used to the clutch and everything. So hopefully it won't be long before you get used to it. It's probably like sitting in a different position, isn't it? It should be all right if you've been measured for it, if they measured the way you sit and that. But you have to get it moulded to yourself, don't you, I think? Well, I am like that with my scooter, I don't know. A wheelchair's more personal, isn't it? You have to be measured and get the contours right. One of my friends who's got MS, she's got an electric wheelchair. Oh, I hope you feel really better enough to get out with it. Is it a super duper one, all bells and whistles? Boop, 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 boop. All electric. Get out of my way. Chris is coming. Way. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, my friend's got an electric one. I think hers was about £6,000 or £7,000. It goes up in the air. If she wants to get something out of a cupboard, it goes up in the air. But the problem is, if she wants to go anywhere, she's got to have like a mobility van, for it to go in because it's so big. Yeah. It won't fold up and fit in a car or anything. Ooh. Sounds great, Chris. We need a photo. I don't know whether hers reclines. I know her seat goes up and down. I suppose it depends what your level your disability is. She can use her arms and everything, but her legs don't work anymore. Oh, it's purple. Oh, don't tell me and don't tell. What's it called? Oh, I forgot his name now. Otherwise, he won't one. Purple. It'll come to me in a minute. He's not been on tonight, has he? It's She's usually one of the first ones, huh? He went to see Girls Aloud last week in Cardiff with his partner. Oh, God, it's annoying me now. I can't think of his name. Why is it people I know and I speak to every day and I can't think of their names? Nathan. Why could I not think of Nathan's name then? Why could I not? Labour plans a £1,000 tax raid on pensioners if it wins the general election. Well, that is just going to make sure that nobody who's on a pension votes for you, Labour. Huh. Not that I earn enough. Can't get £1,000 out of me. Don't earn enough. Yeah, Nathan, that's it. I don't know where he is tonight. My friend's got a rollator, but she had to send it back because it was lopsided. It wouldn't wheel properly. All four wheels wouldn't go on the ground at once. So she sent it back. She got a tall one like that. Yeah, Nathan likes purple. He likes yellow as well. But I don't think they do wheelchairs in yellow. It's the Labour Party that's trying to tax the pensioners. You would think they'd be on our side. I cease to wonder anymore about politicians. They're only in it for one thing themselves. They don't have to struggle and survive off a state pension on a limited income. If they did, they'd have a lot more sympathy. They keep raising the pension age. If they had their way, we'd die before we ever claimed any of it. Oh, got to the end of my bowl. You always wonder what there is a use for these, don't you? Little cardboard rings. But they'll have to go in the bin because I can't think of a use. Can't think of a use for them. If I was crafty-minded, I'd probably think, oh, I could use that as a Christmas decoration or something. I can't think of a use for them. And they're really solid as well. You know, they're not like toilet roll holders. They're really solid. Val, can you think of a use for these? Yeah, they've got little ridges on them. They're really solid. I shall save them and think if Val can think of a use of them. She's very crafty, is our Val. Aren't you, Val? Very crafty. Sure you can think of a good use. I bet Sean could as well. Sean, Sorry, keep calling her Sean. Shan could as well if she was here. She'd think of a use for them as well. All these crafty people, crafty ideas. I'm not crafty at all. I can knit, I can crochet, and I can dog stitch things together. My sewing skills are negligible. But other people can do all sorts of things, can't they? Give them a bit of sticky back plaster and a glue gun and they're away, aren't they? I was never into Blue Peter. That was a programme for children if you're in America, where they used to make things out of sticky back pasta and toilet rolls and things. This is what I made earlier. Hey. Yeah, I'll have 10 of them when I finish all this off, Val. We can think of anything for 10 cardboard tubes. I'm going to make a gnome. No, well, you've got to use these 10 cardboard tubes if I've got to make a gnome. You know what I'm like with glue. I'll probably glue my gnome to the table in the knit club. They'll have to prise it off the table if I'm lethal with anything like glue. I've never possessed a glue gun because I know I'm dangerous. I'd burn myself with it. Excuse me. Val was making gnomes out of socks, fluffy socks, the other Christmas. Not last Christmas, Christmas before. You'd like that stitch by Mrs. D. She makes little teddy bears. And she also does project bags and everything, Val. I know, but you know what I'm like? Don't let me loose with the glue gun. Even Sonia made one, but I can't made one. Sonia's about as useful as I am, isn't she? I keep thinking I'll get a glue gun, and I think, no, Janet, no. You probably burn the house down. Or do something with a glue gun. Glue yourself to the table or something. I'd definitely burn myself, I know I would. When I use ordinary glue, I stick myself, I get my fingers stuck together and it's, oh. Unlike when Father papered the parlour. You couldn't see par for paste, dabbing it here, dabbing it there. Paste and powder everywhere. Mother was stuck to the ceiling. The kids were stuck to the floor. Have you ever seen such a blooming family so stuck up before? I know I'm going to get in a mess when I do this doll's house. I'll probably need to get a glue gun for that, won't I? At least I'm not getting one from that Chinese place. Probably burn the house down with one of them. They don't have any safety. I was watching a programme on telly about them. They don't have any safety standards like we do over here. Things have got high contents of lead in them and everything. Ooh, doesn't bear thinking about. I'm getting near the end of this back. No, I'm not. What made you think that, Janet? You've only done 40, you've got to do 45. Oh, got myself in a knot here. I don't know though. Get you back. Get you back. I love that pattern. It's so cute. Such a cute pattern. I made it in a few colours, but I've only got the black one left. Oh, Janet, what are you doing? You're doing it, measuring it upside down. Oh, God. No, I do need to do a bit more. Yeah, I think it's so sweet. I must find the pattern. I know I still got the pattern. Somewhere over the rainbow. I've got a pattern for everything somewhere. Some patterns I cannot find again. And you wonder, what? Did I lend them to somebody? Or I don't lend them anymore now. Don't lend patterns to anybody anymore. I lost all my little silver grey paintings patterns, knitted patterns. I lent them to somebody and she swore blind I never had. I never got them back. You know, the old Peyton's little silver patterns that I'd had for years. Not that I've got a baby to knit for, but it's just the thought that... No, she said, no, you never lent them. Never got them back. I lost a lot of my folk records, you know, folk singing records that way as well. I lent them to somebody and they swore blind they never borrowed them. If I borrow anything, I always make sure I give it back. Or if somebody's got something that I really, really like, I'll try and get my own copy, you know, if it's a pattern or a book. If I look at it and think, well, I like that, I'll go and buy one. I don't like, because you're always frightened if you borrow a book or something that you spill coffee on it or something. What do they say? Neither a borrower nor a lender be. It's true, isn't it? Because you never get things back. Oh, I'm itchy. I've got a label in this dress that's itching me at the back. And every time I take it off, before I wash it, I think I'll cut that label out. And of course I forget. I put it in the washing machine, put it on the hanger, put it back in the wardrobe, put it on again the next day and think, oh, God, got that label on again that's digging in me. Yeah, I've stopped blending things out. I know it sounds awful and you lose friends because you say no, but... All right, Linda. I'm buffering, am I? Well, thanks for your company. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye for now. I was going to do a video today, but I had the dogs, so it's hard to do a video when I've got the dogs on my own. I did manage to do one the other day with Trixie because she sat behind me. She sits between me and the chair, and she gives me real backache when she does that. My son will say, she's a dog, put her down, make her go down. You try making her go down. You put her down, she jumps back up. She's down for all of about 2 seconds before she's back up again. She's like, how dare you put me on the floor? I belong up here with you. I'm a dog. And I own this chair. Not doing bad, done all that today. I like the look of knitting, but it's so slow to me. Although I do like the way it looks when it's knitted. It's more together, isn't it? Not so open work. Yeah, I've got loads of white cotton in the shed, but all small amounts. You know, that would do a baby thing or a sleeveless top or something. I haven't got many larger amounts in the white cotton. I do in the 4-ply, I think. Got enough to make a cardigan in 4-ply. That's fingering weight if you're in America. I think I've got a pack of the 4-ply in white. I like cotton for cardigans. Well, summer cardigans if we ever get a summer. Haha. Did I tell you I was an optimist? Ever hopeful. That's Janet. We're in June now. And I've still got a cardigan on and I'm still warming me heated thing to put in my bed before I go to bed. It's bloody ridiculous, isn't it? I just want to be warm. Just want to have a tropical heat wave. Right now I'd love a hot flush, but I never did have them. Got cheated out of the hot flushes when I was at that time of life. Never even had a hot flush. The only time I get a hot flush is if I'm cooking, standing over the hot stove. Even then, not very often. It's not very often I'm burning up. Maybe if I have a fever, but that's not very often. I want to finish this back before I go. Oh, I've got another half hour yet. Before it's the witching hour. Hi, Lydia. I was looking down then, I didn't see you creeping in. Trying to finish the back before I put it down tonight. Crocheting. I need to make myself some washcloths. I like crochet washcloths. My daughter-in-law doesn't, but I do. You've been running around. Now it's it's not 11:30, it's 25 to 12 here. I was sick. Did I get hot then? Was I actually hot then, Jill, when I was sick? I think I might have been sick when I had COVID, yeah. Hot and when I had COVID. I think I was sweating then. Oh boy, was I poorly with that. They told me I had gastroenteritis. Then they told me it was COVID afterwards. I thought I've never had gastroenteritis that lasted 3 weeks. Most people I know who've got it to have had it lately have not even been ill with it. It's just, you know, just been kind of like a cold, you know. I were worried about me, tell you, when I had that COVID. Oh, thought I was never going to be right. I was having hallucinations and everything. I was seeing lions and tigers and things up the wall. And, what above? I mean, I've never been on anything, you know, those hallucinogenic drugs, but I felt like I was on it. Oh, I'm nearly there. Nearly, nearly. In fact, I think I am there. I think that armhole looks long enough. I think that armhole looks big enough. Yep, I think that will do. Racket thee, as my dad would say. Racket thee is when you size something up without using a tape. My dad did everything. Cut wood, did everything. Racket thee. In other words, he gave it a good dose of looking at and then he'd just cut it. And he was always right. If he measured it, he'd do it wrong. If he gave it a good looking at, he'd get it right. Right, I've done the back. Done the back. What do I have to do for the front? Oh, God, weary the plague. I know, I'm sick of it. 47. Work as the first row of the back. You need 12. They're not diamonds at all. But they call them diamonds, so I shall call them diamonds too. Work 47 chain. Ooh. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Yeah, it sounds a bit like that. Yeah, that's why I like to swap about, Lydia. I like to have knitting and crocheting on the go. I'm quite a loose knitter these days. I didn't used to be. But since, you know, I had arthritis and stuff, I can't grip things. It's the same with crochet. I can't crochet fine anymore. You know, the fine stuff and the thin hooks. Can't do it anymore. They say that you're supposed to do different hand actions, don't they? You know, not to stick to one craft. You know, no matter what you're doing, even if you're painting, if you're sewing, they say you should have a break, don't you, and do something different. You know, to get your hands moving in a different direction. I've been knitting recently, as you know, so I'm glad to get back to crochet. No doubt after I've done this, my hand won't like crocheting, so I'll go back to the knitting. I do like the look of knitting. It's just slower, isn't it, to do? Unless you're a speed knitter, which I'm not, yeah. People say to me, oh boy, don't you knit quick? I don't think I do. Although I do watch some people's videos, and it's like in, over, through, off, and I'm like, oh boy, are you slow? Must take you forever to make anything. I watched a little lady the other day and she was knitting so slowly. I mean, obviously that's the way she knits. She's probably quite happy with the way she knits. I've slowed down a lot, Lydia. I used to be a heck of a lot quicker knitter. I used to churn through my knitting. I used to knit, talk, serve customers, read a book, watch the telly. Can't do any of that now. I have to concentrate these days. And I knit a lot slower. And I forget what I've read in the pattern. I mean, at one time I'd read the pattern, go to my knitting and do it. Now I read the pattern, go to my knitting, think, what did that say? Go back to my pattern, come back to my knitting and think, did it say 3 or did it say 2? Go back to the pattern. And I'm like, oh, Janet, will you concentrate? You need a friend who knits. Yeah, I'm sure there must be plenty of people. You tried a knit club or anything like that? You know, there's any local knit clubs? Oh, dark brown. I was laughing at, do you watch Sheila? She had bought this brown, she was using it to edge notions pouch that she was making, and she said, why ever did I buy this brown? I don't like brown. She said, I think it were dark in the shop. She says, I thought it were navy blue. I thought, yeah. I did that the other day. I put a pair of trousers on in the electric light in my bedroom and thought that they matched this sweater that I had on. I came out into the daylight and they were 2 completely different colours and they just clashed. I thought, what are you thinking about, Janet? Yeah. You were going to mention Sheila. She makes me laugh. Sheila does, in a nice way. I don't mean in a nasty way. She makes me smile, I should say, not laugh. Yeah. When you say people make you laugh, it makes it sound like you're laughing at them, doesn't it? I'm not laughing at Sheila, no. She just makes me smile. Yeah, it's good company, Nerdy. You should do. Oh, but a bingo, yeah. I like to hear she's talking about her friend and she keeps saying, my friend's asked me to make a baby cardigan. And I know she's only going to mother me until I finished it. And she makes me laugh because I'm thinking she's still friends with this lady and she like calls her, saying, she's messaging me all the time. Have you done it yet? Have you started it yet, Sheila? She makes me smile. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I've done it. I love my knit clubs, yeah. I'm very fortunate. I mean, the one I used to go to, God, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But I've got nice ones now, so I'm all right now. Yeah, it is. Mostly they are for adults, yeah. Or teenagers, if your daughter's a teenager. But if she's a little girl, then. I think it's because maybe the elderly people there think that a lot of the kids are noisy and that. I mean, my friend brings her son sometimes, and he's very quiet, and he just goes on his computer, and you don't know he's there. I think it depends on the children. But if you say, oh yeah, you can bring children, then somebody will bring somebody that's really rowdy, and then it ruins it for everybody else, doesn't it? If you know what I'm saying. I think that's why they say it, don't they? Not all kids are noisy. Not all kids are the same, yeah. Increase 1 diamond at the side edge of the 7th and the following 8th row. Right. Yeah, that's what I mean is, but you see, they probably say that just in case somebody would bring a really noisy child or a couple of noisy children that disrupts everybody. So that's probably why they make the rule like no kids, you know. I mean, when my friend at first said she was bringing her son, there was a few pulled faces until she brought him that time, and he was as good as gold and never made a sound, if you know what I mean. And then the old dears were like, "Oh, it's okay, it's just Travis, you know." But I don't think they'd want other kids, you know, coming along. Oh, some. Well, I'm lucky, really. They're all nice at my knit clubs. Well, the ones I go to now. The one I went to before. Yeah, well, we won't go there. But the ones I go to now are fine. Oh, somebody yelled something at me when I was on my scooter the other day. He went past on his push bike. Something about I was taking up the pavement or something. I just smiled sweetly and said, "Thank you." It roused them up even more. They want you to go back at them. Well, it's amazing the insults I get when I'm on my scooter. Yeah. One old guy said to me, "You lot should stop at home in the kitchen where you belong." I learned to knit before I learned to crochet. You just take the notice they're ignorant. I mean, if I crochet in public, you know, it's usually men that come up to me and say, "Oh, you knit just like me mum." And you feel like, "No, I'm not knitting, I'm crocheting." But I usually just smile sweetly at them and say, "Oh, did your mum knit then?" "Oh, yes, she used to knit us all scarves." So you have a long conversation about knitting when you sat there crocheting. I I used to correct them, but now I don't bother. I just say, "Oh, yeah, did your mum used to knit?" Men don't know the difference. Men, a lot of women don't know the difference between knit and crochet either. Knitting has 2 sticks, crochet has 1. That's what I usually say to people. Look how many sticks they're using. If they're using 2 or 4 or 5, then it's knitting. If they've got 1 with a hook on the end of it, it's crochet. It makes me mad on the television. There was one advert and she's got a granny square and she's got knitting needles stuck in it. And it says, "When you're knitting," and I thought, no, that's a granny square. It's crocheted. And you're like, what? Does nobody on the advert know how to do any crafting? Why do they say it's knitting when it's a crocheting? Like that Kirsty Allsop. She gets on my nerves. When they get programmes on the telly and they can't do it and they get these programmes And they're like, learn to knit with such a body or learn to crochet with such, and they can't do it. There's a program on the telly here called Create and Craft. It's one of those selling programs, you know, where they advertise things and want you to buy things. And there used to be 2 women on there that couldn't crochet for toffee, selling these crochet kits, and they couldn't crochet at all. They were absolutely useless. And I used to feel like writing in and saying, can't you pick somebody who can actually do it? But probably because they were good presenters or whatever you want to call them. Perhaps if they got somebody who could crochet, they probably couldn't present, you know, so you don't know what to do. But it used to really get the shit to be there. And I'm like, oh, you can't crochet for toffee. Give it up, woman. And the kits were ridiculously expensive. And they're going, we're almost sold out. Oh, this one, it's only done in oddments. It's just one of them top-down ones. There's millions of patterns on YouTube. I can't remember which one I used. But I used all the different colours, yeah. Yeah, it is nice and warm. It's a bit itchy because some of it's got wool in it, I think. Yeah, they're there on these Create and Craft programs saying the kit's almost gone now, and the kits are absolutely fantastic prices. And you're like, no, you could go in a shop and buy it for half the price. Just get the pattern and have done, yeah. Oh, my mum used to have a friend who went to like a night school for pattern drafting. And she used to have these like pieces of like card, you know, and she could swish it this way and swish it that way, and she could make any pattern you wanted. If you wanted, you know, you show her a design in a magazine and she could draft a pattern in about 5 minutes for it. It must have been so useful that rather than having to buy, or I mean, paper patterns these days, I don't sew, but paper patterns these days are so expensive. No, it's a certain technique. You've got these like templates, you know, with kind of whatever on them, and you can do any size, any darts, anything. And I wanted to go, but like Nerdy Stitcher, I wasn't old enough. It was for adults. And it was on during the day when I was at school, so I couldn't have gone anyway. But I used to think, oh, I'll go there. But of course, they stopped the course by the time I was old enough to be able to go, and I wasn't at school. They stopped doing the course. But she used to fascinate me. You'd just ask her for anything, and she would just draft you a pattern. And it would be right, and it would fit you. It was exactly your measurements, and it was everything. Yeah. She was brilliant at sewing. But you can be good at sewing if when you don't have to faff about with your paper pattern and start altering it because your waist isn't the same, and you know your bust isn't the same. You don't need you need the bust darts in a different place than the paper pattern. I mean, I dare say I could sew if I had a pattern that fitted, but I'm not a stock size. You know, I'd have to start, you know, moving things around and altering patterns. You know, if you could get a paper pattern that actually fitted you without having to pay 10 quid for it, yeah, then probably I might take up sewing again. But I know now that if I bought a paper pattern, it wouldn't be right for me. The bust darts wouldn't be in the right place. My boobs would probably be sagging lower than they should do or something, you know. When I make a skirt, I've got what they call a sway back. You have to cut it down. Like if you cut it across like that, it wrinkles where the zip is. So you have to cut it lower like that. Yeah. The tailoress who used to make my things called it a sway back or something. In other words, my back goes in and comes out from my bum. A lot of the things I buy do that. They wrinkle. You know, just from your waist to your bottom, they wrinkle because they're the wrong length. Not so much these days because things aren't as fitted, are they? I'm talking about when, you know, straight skirts were fitted. They didn't fit me right unless I had them made. Yeah, I was lucky. My mum used to get my skirts for work. You know, the straight skirts for work. She used to get them made for me so that they fitted properly. I was watching a programme tonight which was nothing to do with sewing, actually. It was, what's he called? Western Prunella Scales. They were in Korea, was it, or somewhere? Somewhere like that, either Vietnam or Korea. And he went and got a jacket made in a few hours while he was there, and she had a dress made. And they make them in just no time at all, and it fitted him perfectly. Cambodia were they, yeah. And it fitted him perfectly. I mean, you couldn't get that in England at all. If you did, you went to like Savile Row and that, they'd charge you a fortune, and they'd probably take about 5 months to make it for you. You wouldn't go there in the morning and get it by the afternoon. That's for sure. I'd love to be able to sew properly because I like individual things, as you know. But half the problem is, like you say, getting the actual pattern to fit you. If you got a pattern that fitted well, then you could make all kinds of things. It's all to do with pattern drafting, isn't it, and doing it all. I haven't got the patience though these days. It makes such a mess. You've got bits of cotton and pins and everything all over the place. It used to look like a tornado had struck when I was sewing. Bits of thread all over the floor, pins, needles. My ex-husband used to go mad. He used to say, "Why can't you be tidy?" You can't be tidy when you're sewing. You just can't. You just make a big mess everywhere and then tidy up afterward. Yeah, I'm the same, Lydia. I'm not stock size. Oh gosh. Yeah, I never got one that was the right. Oh, by Nerdy Stitcher. I tried to get one once years ago, you know, one of the ones that adjusts and that. But it was never my size. The boobs were in the wrong place and they weren't the right shape, you know. They just wasn't me at all. I tried padding it out, you know, with like a padded bra and different things, you know. But I could never get it to be right shape for me. In the end, I gave it up as a bad job. With my luck, I'd get one that just exactly fitted me, and then I'd either lose weight or put it on. And then it won't fit me anymore. Yeah, I used to have one of those red ones, you know, that, oh gosh, you need a craft room. You definitely need a craft room if you're sewing. It's very difficult to sew in your lounge unless you're just not a fussy person and you don't mind having a mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done. I think I've got to do it on the 7th row, is it? Oh, I'd love to have a room for that, yeah. I've got the shed, but the shed's not. It's only got one small window and it's so dark you can't see anything. It's just not conducive to being, you know, to craft it in it. It's just like a storage shed. Yeah, you definitely need a good light, which I've not got in my shed. That was the idea of the shed, but it's just been too dark to sit in it. It's only got one little window. Yeah, at least with crocheting you can... I've still got to put it all away, otherwise the dogs will eat it or something like that. Rosie's a demon for me balls of wool. I don't put them away. Just drag them all around the garden. Although she has improved, she's not been like that since she got older. When she was a puppy, she was a demon. She liked bright coloured wool. She'd run round everywhere with it, take it all around the garden and wind it round all the legs of the sunlounger. She's dug a big hole in the garden again. I hope it wasn't on my watch. I mean, I did let her out this morning and then I went to the toilet because when I got up first thing, they want to go out first thing. So I opened the door, let them out first thing, and then I went to the loo. Then I came back in, shouted them in, and gave her a breakfast, and then I went out before, and there's a big hole in the middle of the lawn. I thought, oh, God, I hope she hadn't just dug that. She always seems to dig when I'm looking after her. Take my eye off her for a minute, and she digs a big hole. She's part badger or something. My Buster used to dig a big hole. In fact, when I left the house, even though he'd been passed away for ages, the big hole was still there. So I don't know what the new people thought. It's like down to Australia here, you know. I never filled it in. It's a great big hole. The Buster dug. In fact, he dug it that much he fell in it. I had to drag him out of it. He couldn't get out. He was head first in this hole. Yeah, Trixie doesn't dig, but Rosie does. She's a digger. I've got to increase at this side now. I love crochet. Oh, she's like that with yarn balls. No, mine. Rosie's like that with yarn balls in the bright colours, or she digs in the garden. She just digs a big hole with a lot in the lawn, usually. Trixie just eats the grass. She doesn't dig it up. Every time you look at her, she's chomping. She's part guinea pig, that one. Oh, got a piece of crisp. Oh, it's the witching hour now. I'll finish my row before I go. I'm a bit tired, even though I slept till 8. I didn't really. I slept till 6 and then tried to get back to sleep till 8. So I really was up at 6 o'clock. I'm not going to... What have I got? Tomorrow I'll have Alternative Aging to watch tomorrow. And Joe Good, Middle-Aged Minx. I've got her to watch tomorrow. Crochet Rock, she always has a video up. There's one from Sheila from tonight I haven't watched. I'll watch that tomorrow. Sometimes there's one from Derek on a Sunday. That's what I'll be watching. I watched the one with Stitch with Mrs. D. I watched that earlier on today. Oh, you've finished, you've posted, I'll have a look at that later. You finished Puppy. I want Chris to put his wheelchair in there, his new wheelchair. I don't know whether he knows how to do that, though. Put photos in. Right, I've nearly finished my row. And I've got to tidy up a bit. Move my wool, because I've only got this 10 balls. I don't want Rosie sabotaging any of my balls of wool. It's white as well. Don't want it round the garden. I put my sweater on Facebook, but not in the group. I always forget to put it in the group. Anything I've finished. I put it on Instagram and I put it on Facebook. But I always forget to put it anywhere else. And I haven't updated my Urban Gypsy crochet page for whenever. I just forget all about that. I used to put my videos in there, but I don't anymore. Right, that's it done. I shall leave that for another day. I'm quite into that, actually, crocheting this. And I've got some lovely, nice white buttons. Got some fancy white buttons in the shed. Yeah, I'm off to bed now as well, Val. I'll see you Wednesday, no doubt. Good night, Christine, Chris, Jill, Esther, Lydia, whoever's still left. Good night to you all. Thank you for your company. You're going to check out the channels, yeah? Yeah. I think you'll like that Stitch by Mrs. D. She's funny. She is unconsciously funny. She really is entertaining, yeah. Yeah, I hope your back gets better, Chris. And you can get out in your chair while it's still sunny and there's no more hailstones. For Nerdy Stitch, who doesn't get any more hailstones, yeah. You don't know Sheila? Oh, Sheila's funny. Sheila's knitting and crochet. Yeah, she's a Geordie. Yeah, she's funny. I think you'll like Stitch by Mrs. D with a cat called Ian and a dog called William. Yeah. Okie dokie, people. I shall speak to you all very, very soon. So bye for now.